Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to design an anklet. Let me show you guys the finished project. So this is a finished project, and um, one of my subscriber actually said that it's driving her crazy that I'm not showing the project ahead, and so she wants to know exactly what we are making. So I thought, okay, yeah, that makes sense, right? Sometimes surprise is not a thing. Um, so this is the anklet that we are making. So I have a chain. This is regular curved chain or regular chain, okay, in stainless steel. And then I have some crystals, which is here. I've used a couple of crystals. One is this 3 by 4 millimeter roundel crystal. This is in the bright orange color, and this one is a 6 by no, I wouldn't say 8, 6 of, maybe this is 6 by, mm, I don't know, 8, or I don't know. This is a roundel, but it is not as flat as you guys can see. But doesn't matter. You can use any crystal you want. You have available. Slightly a bigger one is what I would say corresponding to my design. And this is just a 4 millimeter crystal. Um, it's not a roundel, but that's what I had in my stash in a coordinating color, so I wanted to use that. Okay, so those are the things that I'm using, but in this I have used these three colors, but you can use as many colors as you want. See, this dangles, every single dangles can be done in a different color. You can have a multi-color anklet. So this is an anklet, and one of my relatives, she's my aunt, and she loved my necklace that I made quite a while ago with bargain beadbox subscription. I don't know which month it was, but I made it, and she said, oh well, I don't wear necklaces like this, and she's in India. So she said, she says, I don't wear necklaces like this. The only thing that I can wear is an anklet. If you, I love the design though, it's very pretty. So if you can make it as an anklet for me, I can wear it. I want several of those, is what she said. So so this is what I'm going to make it for her, and I hope that she will like it, because the initial design that I made with that is quite is the same concept, but it is different in the sense that all the dangles will be right next to each other, not farther away, like very close to each other. But I thought an anklet with that much crystals will weigh it down. So when you are wearing an anklet in your leg, you don't want it to be weighing you down. So I thought I wanted to be, I wanted to lighten it up. So I moved the dangles, and then I didn't make any dangles here. Maybe I want to make it, I don't want to make it, I'm not sure about it, because I have this small connectors here, so I thought that will be good. So this is how it will look, and you can make this as a bracelet, you can make this as a necklace, you can make it however you want, but uh, so this is how it will hang, right? So this is how it will hang. It is very, very pretty, and you can make this as a choker necklace, or a bracelet, however you want you can make this. But I'm going to make it as an anklet, and I will tell you guys the measurement. This is a standard size, but you can always make this bigger or smaller depending upon your how you want your anklet to be sit up, or like in India we used to wear a lot of anklets. Every single person almost wears an anklet, like starting from childhood. Especially in schools we don't, because the anklets normally has some jingles to it. Let me show you guys something which is similar to a jingle. So see this. So this is a bangle. It's from India. So this has, can you see the jingles in it? So we normally have the jingles in the anklet in India, and so what happens is, when you wear it to school, you don't want it to be like it'll be very very difficult. If you have jingles all around, it'll mess up with the classroom and everything. So only when we are going to school we don't wear it. Otherwise at home we do wear that, and especially after marriage and everything, everybody wears an anklet, like how you guys wear a ring. And I mean, in the left hand, I think over here people wear a ring, but we do wear an anklet, a toe ring, and a necklace as a sign of marriage. So I mean, it's not compulsory though, but people do like to wear a lot of jewelry in India, as you guys all know. So this anklet is something that is staple in our wardrobe, that we do wear, and we do change the anklet once in a while, like every other year or so, because you're bored. It is all the time in your leg. We don't take it off, okay? And we don't have to wear socks and shoes all the time because it's very hot and humid in India, where I come from. So we don't wear shoes and socks that much. So that leaves us the anklet. We can leave it all the time, and we get kind of used to it. So that being said, this is not silver. I made this in stainless steel so that even if she wears it, and we wash our legs a lot, because it's open and we don't wear socks and shoes, it gets dirty a lot. And it is we wear barefoot inside the house. We don't wear shoes and socks inside the house. So that is also a tradition that they used to. And then we wash our legs quite often throughout the day. That being said, I don't want it to rust or something, so I chose the safest bet of stainless steel. And I don't want to use the bright silver, which should have been nicer. But the thing is, it will eventually, turn color. So this is what it is, and we are going to make this. Let me measure this for you guys. So this is door to door 11.5 inches, almost 11.14. Okay, 11 and a quarter inch long. As I said, you can make this if you like the anklet to sit up on the ankle, then you will have to reduce it to 10 or so. Okay, that's roughly the ballpark number that you're looking at. So, and the chain that I used for this anklet, okay, is a little bit means first I thought I need to use a roller chain, because for the necklace that I made I used that chain. But then I thought this chain is much better, because it's soft and it sits flat on your wrist, or same as your ankle and stuff. So I thought I will use this. So first things first, okay, we have to make the dangles. So the first one, I just eyeballed it and I did everything. So I'm gonna start from here, which is, I'm gonna count the number of loops in the chain. That is 3, that's 5, 9. After the 9th link, I started adding the dangles. So apart from 3 size beads, crystals, you can use also gemstones. That's totally up to you. And you don't have to use the bigger ones in the bottom and the smaller ones. You can use the same size. You can use the same bigger size on top. I didn't want that, so this is how I am going to do that. So we need some head pins. I'm using these ball stainless steel head pins. They are not pretty long. Let me see, sorry, bump the camera. It's about, say, an inch long. So these are all an inch long, and we need 2 to create 1 dangle. Let me show you guys. Take the bigger crystal bead, roundel bead. Take your round nose pliers. You need a round nose pliers, a wire cutter, chain nose or needle nose pliers for this project. And then also you need 24 gauge wire. I'm using 24 gauge wire. I'm not using a 20 gauge. I have a wrapped loop at the end, and also the S link that I have to make. This S link I made it with 20 gauge wire, and I'm also using 24 gauge wire. These are the tools that you need for this project. Okay, but if you don't want to use the 24 gauge, you don't have it, you don't have to use the link here. But for the S hook we need the 20 gauge. So take this round nose pliers about say here, you make a loop. Just start making a loop just like that, and then use this. I want this to land right next to the loop, to land right next to the wire and not on top of it, as we always do. And then keep rolling it until you reach the bead. So you will get this double loop kind of a thing, and it is much more secure. So I want this to be secure, so that's why I'm using that double loop. So double or triple, how much loop you want, you can actually, if we make it smaller, then the 1 inch will yield a little bit more than a double loop. You roll until you reach the bead. You don't have to straighten that up. If you want, you can, but I'm not gonna, because it sits on top of the bead. So take that and then roll until you reach the bead. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. You need 10 of these dangles that we are going to make. So it just works up pretty fast. Whenever you don't want to do a wrapped loop, but at the same time you want that security, this is the kind of the loops that you need. I really like these. I feel much more secure with these. So just roll it. So if you don't have the ball head pins, you can use the regular head pins, or you can make your own head pins with wire. So that's easier, but I would suggest use a 24 gauge wire, because anklet is not a heavy one, so we need it to be a little bit dainty. So I would say 24 gauge wire is best. So we created the 10 dangles that we need for the anklet, and now let me show you guys how I do this. Take the one of the head pin, take a 4mm crystal. So 9, we need to count 9 loops here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. 10th loop, you go into that. Okay, take another bead, drop it down. Now take your chain nose pliers or needle nose pliers or tweezer nose pliers, bend that to 90 degrees and snip off the excess one. I just want a smaller loop, so I just have this much left, 1/4 of an inch, and then make a basic loop. Okay, just like that. And then you can just open this loop up, then add this dangle here, and then close that loop down. Okay, see, we have created our first dangle. So this is how it will sit. From now on, you need to make sure the chain lays flat, and exactly where how the direction that you added this is the same direction that you add every single one from now on. So this is what it is, nothing much more than that. Hi friends, welcome back. I am doing couple more dangles as you see here. So in between every single dangle attachment, I have 6 links. I count 6 of these links, and then the 7th link I add it. So as you guys can see, I didn't add the bottom dangle. And also when you add this, you keep this chain as straight as possible. Okay, so that's more important than anything else. Everything has to be in the same place. I guess you guys understood what I mean by that, so that it is nice and neat our work. So otherwise it will constantly turn over. Definitely it will turn over, there won't be a doubt in that, because this chain, even though it's flat, we are adding this element, it will change over, it will turn over, but it won't be that much. So depending upon how many dangles you want, how close you want the dangles to be, you can count the number of links in your chains, and according to that you can space it out. You can do every other chain as well. That way you will have a lot more dangles than it is there. And as I said, I'm just using couple of these beads, and that's about it. I'm using most of these brown ones, and then less of this orange one, because I feel that the orange is a little bit stronger color, and not everybody will like it, but at the same time I love the color combination. So I am adding that orange material of, it appeals to everybody or not. I really like it. So whenever you are not sure of the color combination, and you think that it is bright and stuff, just add a little bit of that color in your project, and do not let go of your imagination. It's so important to you to actually embrace what you feel right in a design. That's what makes you a perfect designer, is what I feel. So that's the reason I am using this orange, because it is a little bit strong. The blue is also strong, and the orange is also strong. So here we go. After the 6th link, I'm adding the bead with the head pin, and then again another roundel bead, and then I'm gonna bend this, cut it up, and then make a loop. I will finish doing this. So I have 3 here and 4 of the orange, and then 3 here, and then I'll come back and show you guys how we can do the clasp. I finished adding all the dangles and one of the side, as you guys can see. I'll show you guys how I made this exactly, because I have to do on the other side. What I did in this sample is, one side I did a regular loop. Both the loops are small, as you guys can see. It's a wrapped loop with a bead, and both the loops are small. And the other side I did, one side the loop is small, the other side slightly bigger, so that when you come and clasp this, it's easier for you to clasp it, right? So that's what I wanted to do. So let us make that, and then we will make the clasp. First of all, we need to cut this chain. So that part is, let me see what I got. Yes, here let's count how many links we have. 3. Okay. Apart from this, it's 5 and then 5, 10. 10 plus 4 is 14. Okay. 5, 5, 14. Let me just cut the chain off. It's a solder chain, so it's becoming a little bit difficult to cut it, but we can do it. Just apply a little bit more force, I would say. At this point, I just want to make sure I have 3 here, 3 here, yes. So I have one more bead, which I'm going to use it here. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 24 gauge wire, okay, and cut about say 2 inches. It's not needed, but just to be on the safer side. About 1/3. Make the bend, make a loop, okay, just like that. A smaller loop is fine, and then add it to this chain link. Okay, and then now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to straighten this wire, okay, and then take the other wire, hold that there, and just make a wrapped loop. You can do it with your hands or you can do it with your pliers. Anything is fine. Okay, just 2 loops and snip off this excess short tail with your wire cutters. Okay, now just make sure you tuck the tail in because it's going against your legs, your ankles, so you need to be careful as to not, be really careful. Okay, take the bead, and then the other side I want to make a little bit bigger loop. Just doesn't have to be very big, just this big is good enough, right? Okay, just bring that there and then wrap until you reach the bead. Okay, and then you can either tuck the tail in or just snip off and then tuck the tail in. It's totally up to you. But I'm gonna tuck the tail in, and now I have this loop. I have loops on both sides. Now let's take the 20 gauge wire. Oops. And if it is not straight, please use your nylon sharp pliers to straighten it out. I'm not going to use this. I'm just going to use this. Let me just take this out. .20 gauge stainless steel artistic wire, nothing big, but you can always make this in silver as well. I don't work with silver that much. I still have just only one in 24 gauge. That too I got a half hard, which I don't know the temperament of the wire. When I was buying it, I was just there, so I just bought it, then realized half hard is not good, dead soft is the one which is good. But I'm still not an expert in that wire thingy, so I just stick to these basic wires. And what you need to do here is do not cut it cut the end off flush cut, just take it and bend it into a U, the end. So just like that. Can you see? So now you can either take your bail making pliers, I think I did just with the round nose pliers, if I'm not wrong. I just took the biggest side of my round nose plier and created this. Just keep it and wrap it around, and then you can again keep it in the middle like that, and then wrap this around like that. Okay, now you have that S link, and once you get this right, all you need to do is snip off just below here. Still have to do the U link, so snip off right there. See, just below the bend, and take this apart just like that, so it's easy for you to work with. And then you're supposed to take this and reach in there, bend this wire, okay, so that you get that U, and then squish that thing down. See, now you have that figure 8 link. You can hammer this down if you want. So add one end to the bigger loop and the other end to the smaller loop. Close the smaller loop end nicely so that it doesn't come off, and the bigger loop end you can leave it that way so that it's easy for you to wear this anklet. And it is done. As you guys can see, the anklet is done. It's pretty easy, as I said, and it is fun to make as well. So here it is, 2 of them. And as I said, you can also wear this as a bracelet or a necklace, however you prefer. You can do that. It is a versatile design. You can use this in any way, which way you want. And as I said, you can also make links just like this and make it as a anklet. That will also be very pretty. Or you can increase the number of dangles here and then make it that way. So there's a lot of ways that you can do it. I hope you guys like this simple tutorial yet powerful. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day. See you in the next video. If you do like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos couple of times a week. Thanks so much. Have a good day. Bye bye.